Welcome to Survivors Talk with your host, April Jackson Hunter. Hey, welcome to another episode of Survivors Talk, the LGBTQ edition. If this is your first time in the house, I'll take a moment to introduce myself. I am April M. Jackson Hunter. I am the author of Mercedes Closet Keeping Deadly Secrets. I am also the founder and the president of Mercedes Closet Inc. And today with me, I have my co-host, Mrs. Tammy Jackson Hunter, who's my wife. Introduce yourself, babe.
Hey, I'm Tammy Jackson Hunter, the wife of author April M. Jackson Hunter, and also the vice president of Mercedes Closet Inc. How's everyone doing?
Thank you for that marvelous introduction. It took a while to get this. I promise you, we practiced on that so much.
Babe, come on now.
I know. You guys, we invented this YouTube channel just to speak about love after trauma because it's totally possible. Because I am a survivor of domestic violence, and so is my wife. And when people, when they go through trauma, they usually tend to be kind of standoffish from love. And we're just here to say love after trauma is totally possible. So share some thoughts, babe, that you may have about before you married me about loving after Pam. I ain't gonna say her name, but after
It's fine. You said it. It's fine. Um, I mean, before I met you and after her, um, I don't know. It was crazy. Like I said, I never felt like I was in a domestic violence relationship until I started talking to you. So for me, once we was done, we was done. We was done, but then we was back and forth with each other. And it still didn't phase me knowing that it was domestic violence, and I didn't pay no mind as that. But once I started dealing with you and talking to you and you telling me all the stuff you've been through, and I'm like, wow, I've been through the same thing, like some of the same thing. And you saying, domestic violence isn't just physical, it's mental. And, I've been through some things with my ex, and I don't know, I just kept it pushing. With me, it was after her. I just kept it pushing way before I met you. Like I said, we was on and off a lot. And I would just keep it pushing. It wasn't nothing, but um um you know, just did what I had to do and kept it moving and didn't worry about that. It didn't phase me like that until, I started thinking about it like, wow. And then it just dawned on me, and it like some of the situation with me and you would trigger some of my stuff that I've been through with her. And you see how it would cause sometimes at first it would cause a lot of, friction between me and you because of the fact that I was seeing the same, like the way you was,
behavior.
doing stuff. It reminded me of her,
It was
and it
triggers.
caused me to lash out at you. And it wasn't like that with you. You wasn't on the same level as she was with the things you was doing. It was just totally different, but I didn't see it that way because that's all I knew coming from out of that relationship into one with you, So I mean,
I
I don't
totally
know.
get that. Would you definitely say that that relationship played a key role in it affect other relationships after? Because I think you dated someone before me after, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I dated somebody after you, and
Not after me.
I mean
You better
before you.
correct
My
that.
bad. My bad
I am.
before you.
This is the end.
My bad. Before you. Yeah, I dated somebody before you, and it was all right. We got along well. I mean, I don't know.
What you feel? Say what you feel.
It ain't nothing. Like I said, I didn't really see it as that. So, well, actually, no, I didn't date. I dated somebody before her, and we got good, and we was good. But after her, no, it was you. It was like I said, me and her was off and on a lot. And 5 years we were together, we was off and on, and then I met you. So no, it wasn't. It actually wasn't nobody after her. So
I
it was
get that.
just her and you. You know, I really wasn't trying to deal with nobody. I guess because I was dealing with a lot with her, going through situations with her, I wasn't really trying to get involved with nobody like that until I met you. I don't know, you just took my heart away when I seen you. So,
Hey, you
hey.
better say that
So that's what that was, but it wasn't nobody after her besides you.
thing.
That's
I understand it, and I commend you for sharing. You know, what I'm saying first and foremost, and I do, and I get it because after my situation, even though I dated and got relationships after my initial um bout with trauma, I really wasn't quite full. Like my cup never felt like I was complete, so to speak. I always felt like I was searching. I felt like something was missing, and I was
yeah.
falling into the same exact cycle, and I couldn't understand why I kept falling into this same exact routine, even though I thought I was switching up my egg, I thought I was switching up people, like I'm
Mhm.
starting new, but I did not quite go through the healing process like I should. So I was still attracting the same energy. The same energy was being attracted to me.
Mhm.
Speaking, I totally get what you said when you spoke about um how can I put this? Some of my actions were triggering for you, and it was very, like I said, we probably said this before in other videos, but our first initial couple of weeks in with each other was kind of like WWA in here. I mean, what is that? WWC?
WWE.
No, yes. Oh my God, we was like arguing like cats and dogs. Don't get me wrong, 'cause me and my wife still argue. We have arguments. Relationships do argue. We have arguments, but they are not to the extent of what they were when we first got with each other. So I mean, because I told, like I said, we don't know each other. We knew each other for a while, but we had not lived with each other. In order to truly know someone, you have to live with them because you don't know who they are once they get into their relaxed mode. It's somebody totally different. When you go outside and you date, you see the persona they want you to see. But when you live with someone, you see them behind closed doors. You see the true person. And we had to learn that part of each other. And it took some time. And it's just like it took some consistency and some reassuring to let her know that I'm not trying to hurt you. You know, I'm just saying these because I see where I can be of use, or I'm giving constructive criticism, and it's okay to not agree on everything. You don't have to agree on everything. You're not gonna see the same eye to eye all the time, and it's okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, babe. I'm sorry, my mouth is so dry. But so going back to say some that kind of helped you when we was going through our first initial, we first moved with each other. Like, what are some things that
Um,
kind of helped you out?
well, we, when we sat down and talked, after we went through all that, and we both of us realized that, we need to sit down and talk and, get to know each other. And when you was like, we're not gonna see eye to eye. We both come from different backgrounds, was raised differently,
Yeah.
and that's why we clashing like that because you was raised the way you was raised and I was raised the way I was raised, and we clashing because of that. Because we have different perspectives on life, we see things differently, and that's what once we got that together and we came up and compromised with one another for things, to get done in the house and for our living situation to get better. That's what helped me out because we sat down and talked and discussed, what it was, what our likes and dislikes and this and that, and that's what you have to do. You have to sit down and, discuss the situation and see what it is you like, what it is you don't like, what it is I like, what it is I don't like, and then we come to a compromise. We compromise with one another, and we get it done. That's what just once we talk after all the craziness, the arguing and all that. Because we do come from totally different backgrounds. You come from Georgia, I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? So we are not raised the same. We was not raised the same, and it's two different, total different backgrounds. So, we talked about it and we got it together, and we here now.
Do you think that trauma or violence affects the sexual relationship between couples? Do you think it can play a key part in affect how they are with each other sexually, intimately?
Yeah, I think it could play a huge part because of the fact that if a person, and I say this because I have been through a situation with one of my exes where she was raped. I'm not gonna say her name, but she was raped. You know, I think you might have talked to her about it.
I don't
But
know, but we'll discuss it later.
yeah, she was
Go ahead.
raped, and she didn't want to be touched. She didn't want to, like, she was nervous. She was scared, and because of the fact that she was raped, she was just nervous, and it could have, because I'm an understanding person and I understood that, I didn't just say, what, fuck you. I don't want, I understood where she was coming from. Not that I've been ever been raped because I haven't, but just to know she been through that. And it triggered her to be touched and kissed and all that stuff. So, it was something we dealt with, we worked out, and got it done. I stuck there with her, you know, helped out, and everything is everything, but it can cause uh
Real, yeah, but and
yeah,
then it's too is with communication because if you don't express to your partner that you are going through something, how are they
right,
supposed to know?
right,
Yeah,
exactly,
and then it's like they feel standoffish because now you're pushing them away.
right,
So it's like I get it that you've been through something, but if you want to be with somebody, you must truly communicate. Like
yeah, yeah. I mean, it could cause problems though, but like you said, you have to communicate. Communication is key. If you don't tell me, I don't know. I'm just wondering why you being so standoffish, why you don't want to be
begin to think
touched.
that it's you, and you begin to
Right.
think like, oh, did
You
I do something wrong? You know what
right.
I'm
Then,
saying?
you,
And
then it'll
causing
cause
different
even more
problems. Yep.
problems. Right. And it'll cause more problems because now you wondering why you acting like that instead of you just coming to talk to me and tell me. I know it's not easy to tell nobody that, especially if you getting to know them and y'all ain't really been together that long. Like all the stuff you've been through. It took you. I ain't know none of the stuff till maybe after a year of us dealing with each other or so.
That was
That,
so like a security blanket for me because I've
yeah,
had
and
in
I
the
know,
past that I've been upfront with people
I know.
against you. So I tend to like keep my stuff to myself.
Yeah,
I feel the
and
need
I
to
get it.
disclose. You know, because I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with nobody using my past against me.
Right. And I think that's so wrong that people do that. And that's why people aren't so forthcoming with the things that go on in their life with their partners and stuff because of the fact that soon y'all get into an argument or get mad at each other, there you go, you throwing it in my face. Like,
Absolutely.
no, that's not right. You don't do stuff like that. You came to me in confidence. You confided in me to even tell me something that major that's so traumatic in your life that happened to you. You came and told me when you didn't have to. I'm not gonna throw it in your face like that. That's wrong on every level. That's wrong. That's breaking your trust with your partner.
Absolutely.
I'm not
That
about
trust
that.
bond is
That's
broken. Is like, it's just like cheating. When you break that trust bond, it's kind of like it can be
right,
repaired, but it's difficult.
right. But now I don't trust you. Like you said, it's you can compare that to cheating. Like, I can't trust you. I can't tell you nothing because look what you did. I told you something
Heartbreaking.
that so dear to me that's hurting to me, and you gonna use it against me and throw it in my face like that? No, that's not right. That's not right.
I do want to say, you guys, and trauma does not always extend to domestic violence. Trauma can be anything. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this because I think this is affecting me, my wife's relationship. But her experiencing the death of her parents has really weighed a lot on our relationship and how she carries herself and how she holds her emotions inside. It kind of like play a key role in some things that me and wife have been, I'm sorry, experiencing, you know. And my wife has been, she's, I know it's a touchy subject for her, and I apologize for always bringing her to
It's
tears.
fine.
Yeah, but trauma is not all the time violence. It's, and what I be wanting my wife to understand is a broken heart can come in many forms. And if you don't take the time to heal a broken heart, it turns into anger and bitterness. And these are some things my wife have been experiencing in the last couple of years. I don't know if you guys don't know this, but she lost her mom a few years ago, and then a few short years after that, her father passed away. I did not have the opportunity of meeting her mother, but I was here, and I did have the opportunity to love on her father, and it was very hurtful for me. So I can only imagine how much pain she is experiencing. And after that death for her, Mark has slowly been changing, and we have been having this discussion for a while. And me as her spouse, I'm here to walk with her through her journey because her journey is not easy. Being a survivor is not easy, and people think that just because it's not domestic violence, it is not trauma. Trauma comes and have many different faces, and
Mhm.
grief is a face of trauma. And grief is just like having a broken heart.
Yeah.
Somebody cheats on you when you experiencing a loss that in that capacity that affects you emotionally, that affects you mentally, that affects you physically. And you
Hmm.
have to process these things in the exact same way you would process a broken heart. And I'm here to encourage my wife to grieve. I don't think she really truly grieved the death of her father. She was strong for her siblings and strong for her family, and she didn't give herself the proper opportunity to grieve. And we are working on that process now, working on her getting to the point where she can express herself, you know what I'm saying, about the feelings because I'm not gonna even put her on the spot, but she's never expressed to me her feelings of her dad passing. She's never talked to me about it. She's never openly said how she felt about it. And I know there's a pain that stays with her every day. You okay?
Yeah.
You want to talk?
Yeah. Yes. It's a constant pain. I honestly, it's been 6 years for my mom. I honestly never grieved her death either. And then 3 years later, my dad passed away. So I'm still dealing with my mom on top of dealing with my dad. And it's not easy. I'm you know, I know they're in a better place and they ain't suffering no more because both of them were suffering. But when it's all of a sudden death that you don't be expecting, I mean, I know they were sick, but I didn't expect, no call from New York about my mom having a massive stroke. And, 9 days later, she died. And then my dad, he was there. He went in there, to get surgery on his foot. Was doing good that whole day, getting ready. They were trying to send him home. And then that Friday night, he just took a turn for the worse. None of us was expecting that. So yeah, that, you know how tight me and my dad was. And just to see him going through that, you was there with.
I know. Thank you for just being so vocal about your emotions, but I just wanted to give you opportunity to openly speak about your feelings because
Yeah, I understand. I mean, my
hold
my
them
my, my feelings are. I'm crushed. I'm like you said. I'm heartbroken.
and you'll never allow yourself the opportunity to vocalize and be to say how you feel because it went from us at the hospital to us putting daddy's service together, going to New York. Then we did that, and then we came back, and life just continued on. You did not one time, have an opportunity to vocalize your feelings about the process. And I feel like in these last couple of years, your emotional state has deteriorated, and you have become a little bit mean. I'm not gonna say mean. I feel like you come a little bit bitter. I'm not saying bitter in a bad way. I just feel like how a person when they're heartbroken, in order for their heart to mend, they put like uh aggressive part there. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
nobody's ever gonna break my heart again. So we putting that aggressive piece right there. I'm sorry, and I feel like that's what you have done. And I feel like it has. I'm sorry, guy. I feel like it has created a little kind of a little box that we put our emotions in, and then when our emotions get to the top, it blows over.
you're
Like
right.
I tell people, me and my wife argue, and we argue sometimes. And for the past couple of years, we have been arguing a little bit more, and I feel like it's because of my wife's emotional rift that she has in her heart for the loss of her parent. I have lost my dad too, but I allowed myself the proper time to grieve. I grieved my dad very hard, but you know what I'm saying? It hurts me. When I think about it, it hurts me. But I felt the heartbreak. I felt the hurt when it happened. I allowed myself to feel that hurt. I allowed myself the proper channels to, what I'm saying, grieve and heal because I know how to do that properly. I expressed myself. I expressed my feelings. My wife, on the other hand, did not have access to how to properly release that hurt or to express that hurt. And I just want to allow her the time and the space because I feel like she is such an amazing person, you guys, and she is so selfless at times. But I feel like these past years she has been hurting. And I feel like it's time for her to get on her own journey to healing. So I'm encouraging her to, what I'm saying, do that today.
And you're right. I have been hurting bad. It's not ever a day, an hour, a second, or minute that go by. that I don't think about my mom and dad. I'm hurting so bad. Sometimes, like, I don't even want to be here because it hurts so bad that my mom and dad is not here. And I know that they're in a better place, but it's still hurting. It's the worst pain and hurt
It's
that I have
heartbreak.
ever dealt with in my life.
Break.
And when people say healing takes time, you never heal. I don't feel like any time is time enough to heal. I just feel like you learn to deal with it better. And that's what I've been doing, just trying to deal with it.
Not
Trying.
been dealing with it.
Like I said, trying. I'm really trying, but it
And the
seems like
thing,
every year it get worse and worse for me. Like I can't, I'm trying to deal, but it's
right?
hard.
Oh, it's
'Cause
hard.
I miss my mom and dad so much, man. Those are my best friends, man. Those are my everything, my world, my everything. Like I tell you, I put you up there with my mother and father. I don't put no one up there with my mother and father. So for you to be up there with my mother and father, you know I love the shit out of you. Cause I put no one up there on the pedestal with my mother and father. Nobody that I've ever dealt with has ever been put there with my mother and father. Cause no one is that type of stature to me of my mother and father but you.
I thank you for that.
And I miss them. I do. And I sometimes I don't know what to do. I'm and I am. I'm hurting. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm everything because my
Have the
mom and
right
dad
to
ain't
feel
here.
that way. You absolutely have the right to feel that way. But what I want you to do is start being more vocal about those feelings. Start acknowledging those feelings. You absolutely have the right to be hurt. You absolutely have the right to feel every way that you are feeling. But it's time to stop burying those feelings inside of your heart because you are damaging yourself.
I understand.
So we're gonna start being more vocal and, like you said, communicating how you are feeling, because even though you don't tell me how you feel, I
You said what?
I say, even though you don't tell me how you feel, I feel it, because we are connected like that. I feel how you feel every single day, and I want to help you, but I can't help you until you will open the gate or open the door to say to be I'm ready to talk to you about how I feel, because you've never expressed to me how you feel. You never said anything about you hurting, but I know you hurting because I can see the change in you. And I tell you all the time that you have changed, but you don't listen to me, but you feel like you haven't because you don't see the change. What I do. And I know what the reason was, but I don't want to come out and be like this, and that, and then you shut me down or shut me off. I don't want the communication lines to be shut off because I can hurt you if you shut me out. So I try to just walk alongside of you, but this for me as your wife, because I know how it feels to be heartbroken. I know how it feels to be hurt to the point where you want to shut your heart off to everybody, and that's what you did. You closed your heart down because you don't want to feel the hurt, the pain from losing your father and your mother, but in turn you close your heart off to all kinds of love. Because if you can't let love get in, love can't get out. I have been there, and that's what you are experiencing. And this is why it's becoming repetitive. Why we all the time having even little things. Sometimes you guys turn into arguments because this is what we're experiencing. And even though I know what the problem is, I just tend to just like okay and just let it go. Sometimes I don't let it go and it turns into bigger arguments. But this is why, because when you shut down your heart to stop hurting, you shut down your heart to everything. That's when bitterness and aggression and anger comes in and take over because you all the rest of the emotions are that anger, bitterness. You know what I'm saying? You can't love because you shut your heart off to that. So in terms of other emotions take over. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't show empathy, you can't show compassion because those things involve around love. So you're shutting all those emotions off. You have anything you want to say about what I just said?
No, but the only thing I can say is that you're right. You're
I'm not saying
absolutely
it to
right.
be right. I just explaining how I feel and how I see. You know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know, I am an empath. I people's emotions directly change me emotionally and mentally. So it's like I really feel my wife when she's hurting. I really when I say if she's angry, it changes me. It changes my attitude. If she's happy, it changes my attitude. It's like when people. That's why I don't let people certain energies around me because when I get around certain people, their energy directly affects me because I pick up on it. I home in on it, and I sometimes be wiped out. You guys, I have to happen to recharge, but yeah, and I just wanted to. I didn't mean to blindside her because we talked about it a little bit. After I want to talk about her, but I didn't really let her know what I want to talk about because I wanted to, you know, what I'm saying, her to be open to having a conversation because this is something that needed to be said. And so even if you just want to, you know, go further in your healing journey, you know, and talk to somebody about how you feel. If you don't want to talk to me, because you know I do have a degree in for this forensic psychology, but I know talking to your spouse is about intimate things can sometimes don't go as well. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel comfortable if you want to do some more soul searching, you know, because I wholeheartedly like talk to a therapist. People think, man, I'm talking to no therapist. But sometimes you need to get an outside persona, outside, you know what I'm saying, view on your life. And that helps sometimes. It really do. Yeah. I just thank you, babe, for just being so vulnerable. Cause like you a trooper. And like I said, I lost my father, but my mom is still here. But I know the pain that I experienced in losing my father, and it's still things I can hear his voice and break down crying because, like he said, you never get over it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I feel like it's gonna be a little bit helpful to you. You know what I'm saying? Since was able to talk about it a little bit, do you feel like a little of your stress was released off your shoulders since you was able to vocalize a little?
Yeah, a little bit.
I know it's not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Overnight, but I just want to give you an avenue for communication. I want to open up the lines of communication for you to be more vocal to me about your availability because I'm here for you. You know,
Okay.
I love you so much.
I love you too, babe.
Oh, we so mushy, you guys. Sometimes we be so mushy. Our friends be talking about us all the time. You know, but you know, I'm always my wife cry, you guys. I don't be meaning to, but y'all know she'll cry baby anyway.
Don't do that.
And I
I
love
can't
her.
help.
You know what I'm saying? But this is to not only help us, but these are to help other people that's in the same situation as we are. You guys, so if you feel like you want to come on Survivors Talk and share your story, you and your spouse, you are free to do so. You can email us at mercedescloset@yahoo.com and put attention Survivors Talk interview and totally do so. We are open to have conversations with other people, to interview other people. This is not about us. This is a place of healing, a place of empowerment, because we're empowering other couples to know that there is love after trauma. And you guys, babe, tell them where they can find you. Oh, before I close out, you have anything to say before we close out? I was far
Have
fast forward. Anything to say before we close out?
no, I'm good.
You sure?
Hmm.
Your cup runneth over.
Yeah.
I know. I love you so much. I'm gonna come and give you a big kiss when this is over. You did so good. Yeah, I know it was a little bit emotional. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
But you about to cry now. I see it on your ear. I'm gonna come in there and kiss you right on your forehead.
Dang, I just spilled this stuff all over me.
You always spilling stuff.
I know.
Babe, can
Well,
you tell can you tell them where to find you on social media?
you can find me on Facebook at Tammy Jackson Hunter. And you can find me on Instagram at Tammy Jackson Hunter. And also on TikTok as I don't know what I'm on TikTok
God.
as.
Oh God.
I, I don't know. I don't even know. I know I'm on there, but I don't even know if it's Poopsie or Tammy. I don't know.
Oh, so listen. You can find me on social media, guys. You can find me all across social media. Obviously, if I say all across.
Right. She's all across that thing.
You guys can find me on Facebook and Instagram at April M. Jackson Hunter or Mercedes Closet Inc. You guys can find me on Twitter at Mercedes Closet Inc. You guys can find me on TikTok at the author April M. Jackson Hunter. And don't forget to subscribe and like this our YouTube channel as well as hit the notification button so every time we have a video, you guys will be the first to know. So this has been our time, and we welcome you guys to come back and have a chat with us inside the house at Survivors Talk, the LGBTQ community. Love, peace, and soul.